We are at the top of the tower of the Redeemer Church at the old city of Jerusalem. We are at the center of the center. It's not easy to climb up. It's 40 meters high of very steep stairs, 120 feet high, but it's not the worst thing ever. What you can see here is the west part of the city, and let's see what we can see from here. Down there, it's the Morriston Square, which is which used to be the hospitaler area, the hospital area, and we are actually on top of it. But it's a beautiful square. Jaffa Gate is right in front of us. You can see 3 flags there. It's difficult to me to show to you. Here it is. You can see the flags on Jaffa Gate, and that's Tower of David, the fortress that King Herod built, because that's the highest place of the city. The golden dome there, the small one, is John the Baptist Church, one of the oldest cities, churches in the old city. But the most important church is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is the place that Jesus was crucified, died, buried, and of course resurrected. That church originally is from the 4th century. Before that, the Romans built here a Roman temple. There are 2 domes there. The left one, the big one, is above the tomb of Jesus, and the right one is above the Greek Orthodox Church. The facade of the church that you see next to the tower, and most actually of the church, is from the 12th century, because that church has been destroyed so many times. Around it, there are so many monasteries that actually belongs to that church. Beautiful, isn't it? Then we are looking mostly at the Christian quarter. Let's move to a different window, and let's see what we can see from there. They're actually trying to avoid pigeons from entering. Then let me see if I will be able to take the camera out. We will be able to see here. Then we are looking at the northern part of the city. To the left, you can still see the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the Church of the Holy Tomb. And to the right of it, it's already the Muslim quarter. Just beneath us, there's a roof. You can see kind of a tent. Then to the right, there's a roof. This is Deir el Sultan, which is the part of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, belongs to the Ethiopians. The Russian belongs that part, another Russian church. And it's difficult, I'm afraid, to do that. I hope that you will be able to listen to me. No, it's difficult. It's difficult. Let's see if we can actually see it through that. All right, we will manage. It's difficult with that. Then this is the Muslim quarter, but it's part of the Via Dolorosa. Via Dolorosa, it's the way that Jesus walked from the judgment place. Let me see if I can deal with it. No, I cannot. Sorry. Let's go back to that agony. I'm afraid to do that. All right. I hope that you can hear me, because the camera is, please don't fall, is out of the window. Far away you can see Mount Scopus with Hebrew University, and we know about 2 tombs of Jesus. One you just saw, which is to the left, but there's another place it's called the Garden Tomb. The Garden Tomb is very close to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. I don't know if you can see, there's a green space there. It's very difficult for me to deal with the camera now. That's the Garden Tomb, which is outside Damascus Gate. Then the green area there is already outside the walls of the city. It's not the time to talk about which is the most important church. It's whatever you feel. Go and visit those two churches, and then what your heart tells you to do, follow it. It's the most important thing. Let me go in slowly through that window, and I'll try to reach another viewpoint. It might be a little bit crowded, that it's still. Then let me wait for them to go. Although it's a little bit noisy, and I'm still afraid that I'm destroying that camera. It's difficult. Wait, let me deal with it. Sorry. No, it will be difficult. Sorry. Then we will stay just like that. Sadly, you cannot take my camera out. This is the Jewish quarter. Jewish quarter is it's actually totally new. Mainly because in 1948 the Jordanians conquered the old city and destroyed the Jewish quarter. The Jewish quarter in 1948 wasn't supposed to be owned by Israel or not by Palestine. It was supposed to be owned by United Nations. But as you can understand, the Jordanians decided that it's theirs. Then until 1967, it was part of Jordan. Today, it's part of Israel. The white dome that you see there, it's one of the most important synagogues in Jerusalem, and that's the Hova synagogue, the ruined synagogue, Yehuda Hasid synagogue, a part of the Jewish quarter, and the brown curtain that you see there, it's going to be another synagogue that they destroyed. I'm talking about the Jordanians, and it's the view from there will be amazing. Far away you can see the part of the Armon HaNatziv mountain, but behind it is let's say 2 kilometers behind it, it's the center of Bethlehem, the Nativity Church. The beautiful tower, I'm trying to show it to you, the pyramid tower and the pyramid top of the church is part of Mount Zion. There you can find so many things like the room, the Last Supper, the tomb of King David. That church that you saw, the Dormition Church, is the place that Mary fell asleep. Then there's so many things to see there. The city is such a small city. It's 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer, but as you can understand, you need few days to see everything there. Beautiful, isn't it? Then let's move to the most important part, to the well-known part, but it's still busy. Then I will wait until they will go. I was waiting patiently, and it was worth it. Then what you're looking at is the Muslim quarter, the Muslim neighborhood, which is the biggest part of the adult city of Jerusalem. There's so many things to see here, and it might take time, but I'm sure that if you actually reach 8 minutes now, you will continue with me. Then let's start with the far away. To the left, the white buildings on top of Mount Scapos, it's the Hebrew University. To the right, you can see a beautiful building. I'm just trying to look for it with so many arches. Here it is. That is the Mormon University, Mormons from Salt Lake City. To the right, on top of Mount of Olives, you can see Augusta Victoria, which is a Lutheran church, just like the Redeemer, but today it's an hospital. To the right of it, you can see a beautiful tower. On top of that tower is the Ascension Church. That is where Jesus ascended into heaven, and he promised us to come back from the same place. To the right of it, you can see a beautiful big white area. This is the Jewish cemetery from the time of King David until today. I'm dealing with my glasses. All right, I won't use the glasses. Then it's quite old. Why it's the most important Jewish cemetery? Because the Jews believe that the Messiah will come from Mount of Olives, and there will be the first one who will resurrect. Then to be buried there, it's very important. Closer to us, already inside the city, you can see Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is part of the Temple Mount area. To the left of it is the Dome of the Rock. Oh, look how beautiful it is. Those structures were built at the 7th century, many years after the Jewish temple been destroyed there. Before we would talk about that, I found out 2 more places that I can show you. And now actually I'm looking without my glasses. That is funny. The Golden Dome, Onions, is part of a beautiful church, a Russian church, but beneath it, beneath Mary Magdalene Church, is a Garden of Gethsemane. That's where Jesus was betrayed by Judas, and the agony of Jesus actually started the day after he was crucified, died, buried, and resurrected 3 days later. To the right of the upper part of the dome, you can see another small church. This is Dominus Flavit. The Lord wept. When he reached that area on Palm Sunday, he actually stopped there and cried. And now we are going back to the Dome of the Rock and the Temple Mount. Let's start from the beginning. According to tradition, the foundation stone of the Word was there. That's where God started to build the universe, the Mother Earth. But so many other stories happened there. According to the Jews, Adam and Eve, when they were kicked out from Eden, they went straight down to that stone. Abraham sacrificed Isaac on top of that stone, almost did it, and God told the Jews to build their house on top of it. Do you want to take a picture of it?
No, it's okay.
It's okay? Can I continue? Great. Then in that case, the house of God was there. Now you can see that it's a beautiful square. The Jews had 2 houses of God. The first one was built by King Solomon. The second one was built by King Herod. But King Herod liked to impress. And Mount Moriah, the stone is so small that he wanted to build something big. He built 4 walls around it to create a big plaza. One of the walls, I'll try to show it to you. Here it is. That's the Western Wall, the Wailing Wall. And that's where the Jews are praying now. And by creating the plaza, he could build a major temple. The Jewish temple was between 2 to 3 times higher than the Dome of the Rock of today. Then you can understand how impressive that place was. At the 7th century, around 7th century after the destruction of the Jewish temple, the Muslims came to here, and according to tradition, Muhammad reached Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is there, went to the Dome of the Rock, which is there, and ascended into heaven to meet God himself. God gave him the 5 prayers of the day. Beautiful, isn't it? There's so many things to see from here. I love that view, but to take tourists, it's not easy for them to climb up it, and you will see it soon. To the right is the Jewish quarter, and City of David is there as well. To the left you can see a little bit of the Via Dolorosa at the Muslim quarter. Another important place, I don't know if I can, I'm a little bit afraid to take that camera out. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, sorry. Let me see if I can. No, it's difficult. What I want you to understand that there's a few places that I would recommend you to visit. One of them is the Austrian Hospice, which is so close. I can see it, but cannot take the camera out. Right, I did it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's one of the best places to visit, and this is a different option to see the view of Jerusalem while you are using elevator, a lift. Funny. Far, far away from here, I'm not sure that you can see it because although it's a very good camera, it's still a little bit foggy and far away, dusty, and that's the mountains of Moab. Moab, it's Jordan of today. For example, Elijah came to Moab, Ruth came to Moab, from Moab, and between us and Moab is the Judean desert and the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea from here is 1 hour by car, less than 1 hour. 1 hour with a huge traffic jam. Beautiful, isn't it? Now let me show you how difficult it was to climb up. I won't take a video of every step, but it's 40 minutes, and there are 2 places that you can actually stop and rest, which is good. Now it's dark. I have to get used to the darkness, and you have to. And then, if you will wait with me 1 minute, you will see the church and you will understand how to reach that area. One floor beneath us is the most beautiful bells ever in Jerusalem, and it's amazing to listen to them. But still climbing up. You promised to stay with me until I will say goodbye, and I'd say it's going to be another minute, not more than that. We just reached the ground. You can see how beautiful is the church. Toda lecha. Oh, מדהים. And another shot of the beautiful and simple, amazing church. The Lutheran Church. And let me show you. Let me show you the church from the outside, and I want you to see how to reach that place. First of all, you already know that it's close to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. I'm walking a little bit further to show you the tower. Here it is. We climbed all the way up. You can see that it's a new church, the end of the 19th century. The Ottomans gave Germany 3 churches, and we visit 2 of them today. Yeah, the Mission Church. Yes, the Mission Church and the Redeemer Church. The third one, it's the Augusta Victoria on top of Mount Zion. A Mount of Olives. Let me show you where it is compared to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Until we will reach the church, let me tell you that at the description you will see more information about the Church of the Redeemer and ways to connect me. If you want to ask me questions, I will be more than happy. And if I'm talking about that, if you reach that point of the tour, it means that you are really brave. Write it down for me, please. Mainly because I want to know who's the brave one. At the description, you will see a few options to reach me, and because I didn't work from February 2020, I have no income. Then, if you want to help me a little bit, go to buy me a coffee. Buy me a coffee. Every penny will be okay, but it's not a must. I prefer that you will be my tourist forever anyhow. And this is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Again, let me turn around. Remember, we are going out. No, it's okay. You're part of it. No. You're not part of it? Then this is the church that we just visited. You can see the tower that we've been there. Then see you in my next video. Bye bye.